What is Eurovision? Well, there's a short answer and a longer answer. The short answer is very simple. Eurovision is a music competition in which countries from across Europe, and a few that aren't a part of Europe, come together, they each send an act, and those acts compete in front of a live and televised audience for votes to be crowned champions of Europe and to take home the famous trophy of a crystal microphone. The longer answer is that Eurovision is so much more than just a music competition. It's a sort of music festival. It's a celebration of music's ability to bring people together. It's also a form of diplomacy with music, really, in which countries try to form alliances with others. They try to promote themselves. They try to win friends and influence people. It sometimes seems like a cross between a music festival and the United Nations Security Council. It's also been called the Olympics of pop music. What's happening in Malmo, Sweden this week is that 37 countries, mostly from Europe but also farther afield, including Israel, Azerbaijan and Australia, have all sent musical acts here to Malmo in Sweden. Sweden is hosting this year because Sweden's act, Loreen, was the winner last year. They will all perform in semi-finals, and the 37 will be whittled down to 26 acts that will compete on Saturday night at the Malmo Arena in the grand final. That'll be in front of an audience of several thousand people in the auditorium, probably millions of people at parties and fan zones across Sweden and beyond, and an estimated 180 million people around the world.
I've got a show now. A show. That's easy to get. So stupid.
This year, acts that are being talked about and that bookmakers figure have a good chance include a Swiss singer called Nemo, who has a great operatic song called The Code. Nemo would be the first person who identifies as non-binary to win, so that would be quite a landmark for Eurovision.
Flying reporter, Belinda, yes. How is it?
Another hot favorite is Baby Lasagna from Croatia, whose song Rim Tim Taggy Dim is kind of Eurovision encapsulated, really. It's a very, very catchy song. It's a little bit silly, it's a little bit sad, it has an incredibly elaborate staging, it's a lot of fun, and it's already a huge fan favorite here in Malmo. But Eurovision strives to be a sort of happy musical bubble, but it can't avoid what's going on in the world outside. Russia was a long-time Eurovision contestant that was kicked out of the competition in 2022 after it invaded Ukraine and hasn't returned. This year the contest is obviously taking place amid the war in Gaza, and to a certain extent is being overshadowed by that conflict. There has been pressure on the organizers to bar Israel from competition because of the conduct of the war. They haven't done that. Israel is competing, a singer called Eden Golan. They did have to change the title and lyrics of their song. It was called October Rain, apparently a reference to the Hamas attack of October the 7th on Israel. That was deemed to be political and thus not allowed, so it's now called Hurricane, and it is in the competition. Pro-Palestinian organizations have been calling for Israel to be barred and also for a ceasefire in the war, and they will be protesting this week. There are 2 large demonstrations planned. They expect thousands of people to come, not just from Sweden, but from Denmark and neighboring countries to, I guess to say that Eurovision can't get away with ignoring politics as they see it.